Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jaleesa, the owner and lead planner of my business, Lovely Soiree, where I help brides-to-bes plan their own wedding. So in today's video, it's going to be a good one. I'm going to be discussing with you 8 things I regret paying for when I was getting married. So I got married in 2018 in October, and when just going through everything after planning my wedding and I got married, and I was like, how much money did we spend on everything? So I'm going to be discussing with you 8 things that I regret paying for. And again, I'm not saying don't buy these things. And if you want to buy them, by all means, go for it. But these are the things that I definitely regret paying for when I was getting married. The first thing I would say is that I regret paying for my wedding was my wedding dress. So of course I was going through the motions and was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to go shopping for my wedding dress. I already knew exactly what I wanted, and I think I could have budgeted a little bit better with this one. So I ended up spending maybe about $1,500 on that wedding dress and another $700 on alterations. That is so much money. And afterwards, and it's just sitting in my closet too. So I probably, again, could have budgeted a little bit better with this one. The second thing I would say that I regret paying for my wedding was a guest book. So like right now, who really does guest books nowadays? But I do regret getting this because not everyone signed our guest book at our wedding. So it did turn out nice though. We got it from Zazzle.com for $20, and we ended up putting all of our engagement photos on it. And then we ended up sitting it open like this to get people to sign it. And, afterwards, I was really flipping through it. And not too many people signed this guest book. We had it open just to get people to sign it. But it's like, when everyone's, going through all the motions and having a good time, it's like that's probably the last thing they're worried about doing too. But the reason why we got it is because after the wedding is over, we wanted to make sure that everyone got a thank you card for them even coming to our wedding and buying us gifts. But also too, people will give you a card along with the gift that they give you. So yeah, it's like we could have done without getting a guest book. So the next thing I would say that I regret getting for my wedding was wedding shoes. So I couldn't wait getting these really cute sparkly shoes for my wedding day. And yeah, and I got these from Nordstrom, these Sam Edelman shoes for $118. Yeah, and I barely wore these shoes on my wedding day. So I don't even know why. So we did a first look and it was at a park, and I don't know why I wore those shoes at a park, first of all. And my feet were killing me when I got back to the venue. So I should have just wore sandals, and my dress was long enough and no one would even notice that I had on sandals. So, and swapped my shoes when I got back to the venue for the ceremony. So that's something to think about. If you're planning to do a first look, be mindful of the location. And if your dress is long enough where you can wear some sneakers or some sandals, so that way your feet aren't killing you when you get back to the venue for your ceremony. So yeah, and after the wedding was over, I probably only wore these shoes maybe 3 times. So that's a lot, but if you really think about it, that's not really a lot. Okay, so the next thing I would say that I regret paying for my wedding was a hair accessory. And I'm not talking about the veil, but I did decide to get like a brooch for my hair, and I wore my hair in this really nice old Hollywood glam look, and I wanted to switch it up and do like a second look for my reception. And so I believe I got this from Amazon. I can't remember how much I got this for, but it didn't even work out. So when I was getting ready for my wedding, and my hairstylist tried to pin it in my hair, and I had a weave, so yeah, and we couldn't get it to stay in, and it doesn't bend, and it didn't really work out. So I would really highly suggest when you do your hair trials or any type of trial, bring all of your accessories with you, because just to make sure everything works out the way you want it to work out, because on your wedding day, you don't want to be disappointed. So I really regret not doing that. And this was another thing I don't even know why I should have even thought about that too when I got it. Anyway, The next thing I would say that I regret buying for my wedding was a wedding robe. So this is really cute though. And I had my eyes on it every time I would go in Nordstrom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to get that for my wedding when I get ready. And I think this was about $90, and it's pretty expensive. So, but it has like this nice little lace in the back and this satin material. And yeah, it was cute when I, saw my wedding pictures. It worked out, but I think I could have opted for something a little bit more cheaper because I maybe only wore this once, the day of the wedding, basically. So yeah. And so the next thing I would say that I regret paying for my wedding was candle holders. So we wanted to go for a romantic ambiance, a romantic feel for our wedding reception. And we ended up getting so many candle holders. And afterwards, we're like, what are we gonna do with all these candle holders? And they were, at the time we were staying at a smaller apartment. So all of these boxes just pretty much took over everywhere. So we could have just rented out these candle holders from, a decor rental place, and it could have worked it out. But I have a wedding company now, so the candle holders can work out now. But at the time, I probably could have just rented out all of these candle holders instead of purchasing them. And so the next thing I would say that I regret paying for my wedding was getting a weave for my wedding day. So I am natural, so I don't at all wear my hair straight. But for my wedding day, I really probably did wear my hair natural that day. So if you think about that, so you gotta pay for the hair and then pay to get your hair done. And I'm not saying my hair didn't look nice at all, because my hairstylist did an amazing job. But at the reception, and I love to dance, so I wanted to make sure I enjoy my wedding reception. So I was out on the dance floor the whole entire night. And then towards the end of the night, my hair was a mess. Like, I sweated out all my hair. It was poofy. And at the time, you don't really think about stuff like that. But when you look back on those pictures, you're like, really? Like, why would you take any pictures of me with my hair looking like that? But I was the bride, so of course everyone's gonna want to take pictures. But yeah, I could have probably just wore my hair natural and curly like this, and I would have been sweating, but no one would have noticed that my hair was messed up because my hair was curly. So yeah, anyway, the last thing I would say that I regret paying for my wedding was cupcakes. And so we did have a 1-tier cake, and then we ended up doing a cupcake tower. And so, yeah, a lot of those cupcakes went to waste because we decided to just have all of the cupcakes on everyone's table. And then, after we cut the cake, I think everybody was on the dance floor at that point, so no one was worried about eating cake. And I don't even think I got a cupcake. So I was like, man, I should have really got a cupcake. We spent all that time at the cake tasting, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is so good. I can't wait to try it again. And we only had like a slice from when we did the cake cutting time, but I should have got a cupcake. We should have done something where it's like a portable dessert where we had all of the cupcakes in a box, and so that way everyone can take them home with them. But you don't really think about that stuff while you're planning your wedding. So yeah. But yeah, those are the things that I do regret paying for my wedding. And if you are planning your wedding on your own, I do have a free wedding planning guide where you'll have access to a step-by-step guide and a vendor and wedding tracker to make sure you won't forget a thing. So it is free, and you can find it in the description box below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like what you're hearing, subscribe to my channel, and I really appreciate it. And until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.